Estamos live para mais um hashtag Sambando nos 30. Mais uma das milhões, milhares de lives aqui da nossa Associação Cultural e Educacional do Samba, Samba de Bamba, UK. Tonight, come over, everybody from London. Tonight we have our second full version live. And I'm sorry, guys, brasileiros, desculpa, mas hoje vai ser em inglês porque nossa live vem com a nossa rainha de bateria gringa e vamos ter que passar para o outro lado aqui da poça, do outro lado do oceano. Semana que vem também estamos com mais uma lindeza rainha daqui, rainha de bateria daqui de Londres. So, tecla SAP. So we have today our second full version English live, and for a special reason. Today we're gonna be talking with Jordan, our Queen of Bateria of London School of Samba. We're gonna know how Samba reached those people who normally don't come with Samba environment, the Samba culture as Brazilians do, and they get in love. They get practice, they learn, and they get the champion of competitions all over Europe. And I want to know everything, how this girl, tiny girl, but become a giant on the stage, because I saw her competition of Queen of Bateria from London School of Samba. So come along, welcome. Here we go. Odila tá na área. Marcinho. Temos aqui, Jordan is here already. Luciano. Let me give an invitation for you guys. Follow us, Samba de Bamba UK, on Facebook. We also have our YouTube. We have subtitles in English over there. On Instagram, because of the characters, because of the digits, we do in Portuguese. E queria convidar todo mundo que está aqui assistindo essa live, que lá no nosso YouTube, lá no Facebook, a gente tem com a legenda em inglês também, tá bom? Então, convida teus amigos gringos para seguir a gente lá. Dia 24 de novembro, e às 8 horas da noite, Odila Giunta vai estar batendo um papo com a galera do Entre Brazucas para falar aqui do nosso projeto, tá bom? I was talking to the guys that on November 24th, 8 p.m., Odila Giunta is going to be doing a live with Entre Brazucas to talk about this project of the cultural and educational Samba project here in UK. Everything done, everything said. I am so excited to talk to Jordan, and she's here already. Where is she? Come on! Let me know everything about this journey. And it's gonna be quite different. Hey, Jordan!
Hey!
Welcome, babe.
Thank you.
Welcome to Samba de Bamba.
Thank you.
On behalf of all my team, I am really thank you for being here. It's gonna be the second English live for us. And we're very excited. Como é o seu português? How is your português?
Pouco. Falo um pouquinho.
Fala um pouquinho.
Sim.
And the samba helps to learn Português.
Claro.
Maravilhoso.
Morei no Rio, no Vidigal, 6 anos atrás, por 4 meses.
Ok.
Eu aprendi português em Rio, aprendi samba, and then I learned that.
E aprendeu direitinho, até o passado o verbo está sendo julgado. Muito bem.
Obrigada.
My dear, I want to start from the very beginning. Introducing yourself, Jordan, for the ones don't know. She's our current Queen of Bateria. She won 2 years ago, or 1 year ago? 1 year ago, huh?
No, one. One.
Because we didn't have carnival this year, right? So
Carnival,
we're gonna do a second year.
exactly. We say 1 year ago, maybe.
Yeah. So 1 year ago, Jordan won the competition of the passistas, the sambistas, and she was crowned the Queen of Bateria of one of our School of Sambas here in London. And I was there, and I was really excited with the competition. Everybody was great, but you, girl, tell me where you from, babes?
I'm from Australia. Eu Australiana.
Australiana.
Thing. But my father is from Malta, so I'm Maltese. You know Malta?
Yeah.
Ilha pequena? Oh,
É uma ilha pequena ali no Mediterrâneo.
Mediterranean, yeah. So that's how I can live in London. But yeah, I'm from Sydney.
So, in there you had any contact with samba?
No.
Or no?
No. I was always dreaming of going to Brazil and dancing there for a few months because I love to travel. And that's what I decided to do. I lived in London about 10 years ago, and I knew I wanted to come back. And before I came back here, I said I'm gonna go to Brazil and I'm gonna dance and I'm just gonna be there like a local, like a true carioca. And
in a non-carnival season, was a normal time there?
Yeah, no, it was January, so it was just before Carnival, and I wanted to experience Carnival, and I always had an attraction, like something drawing me to Brazil. And I knew one Brazilian, and you know, he said you have to go to Rio, and I said, of course, like I'm gonna go. And yeah, and I stayed for 4 months, and I went on my own, and I rented an apartment, a room in Vidigal, and I didn't know what I was going into, and I was like, oh my God. But I made friends, and it just became the best experience of my life. So
great.
Yeah.
And there was the first contact with samba itself.
Well, samba, I was looking all around Ipanema. I was trying to find someone who spoke English. And I did find someone eventually. And I said, I want to go to a class. I need to learn because I didn't know much about the samba culture. And I said, listen, I'm new. I want to experience carnival here. I want to learn how to dance samba here. And he said, oh, there's a woman in the Galleria and she teaches. So I ended up going upstairs and he translated for me. And I started taking classes, and she said, oh my God, like you're really good. You know, you're picking it up very quickly. And she said, you can parade with us at União da Ilha. Sorry.
União da Ilha.
Yes. And so
was your first school of samba ever. União.
Yeah. So she had a connection with them, and she said, you know, you can pay a bit of money, but you can be part of it. Because I was new, I said, what? Like, I could be part of the carnival? She's like, yeah. And I had some savings, so I learned every day. I was practicing. Hey, Fee. I was practicing my samba and going to classes. And, and I just threw myself into the carnival, and I was like, oh my God.
And why do you think she, when she mentioned that you were good on the first contact with samba, why do you think she mentioned that? You had any other dancing skills or experience background?
You know what? When I was young, I was into my performing arts, into dancing and acting and drama. And it's funny, I danced a lot as a kid. My family are dancers. And you know, it was always in my family growing up. We danced together and with my grandparents. So, but then throughout high school, I didn't think I was good. So I didn't try. It's funny. I just thought, oh, I'm not a very good dancer, maybe not that good. And then going out, you know, as a teenager, and you go clubbing, and then you end up in the middle of the dance floor, and you're like having this circle around you.
You was that one.
Yeah. And then my friends would be like, oh, you're such a good dancer. And I was like, really? Do you think so? But it's just in my blood, you know, it's in me. And that was that connection, I feel like, with Brazil. I was like, I want to let go of, like, I just want to travel. I just want to immerse myself in this culture and see, like, find, you know, reconnect with my soul. You know what I mean? Like a bit of soul searching. And that's what samba, like, just came into my life like that. Yeah. And what was interesting, like, long story short, in the carnaval, I'm getting lifted on a crane onto a float. And we had this big...
you went to the float?
Yeah, big fantasia. Because my samba no pé was okay, you know, it takes time. Like, it'd been 2-3 months learning samba. So the fast samba no pé was not there quite, you know, wasn't quite there yet. And there was a girl next to me, and I said, "Você gringa?" Like, I could tell she was a gringa.
Gringa, everybody needs to know what is it.
Right. And I knew. She's like, "Yeah, I'm from Poland, but I live in London." And I was like, "What? I'm moving to London." And it's so funny. It was Eva from London School of Samba. Do you know Eva?
Oh, of course. Yes, she's lovely.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And her and Asha, you know, they were there. And
you met them in Rio on the top of the float in Rio da Ilha in the middle of the carnival. Oh my God.
Eva was there next to me, and she said, "Go to London School of Samba." And I said, okay. And I remember I had my phone in my, because the fantasia was so funny. They said one size fits all. And I had a bra that was like, I had to put 2 pairs of socks under.
Those tricky things for carnival.
Oh my God. So I had my phone there, and I wrote London School of Samba. For like 5 months later, I would be in London. And that was it.
And in this period in Brazil, did you feel that you developed your samba? Did you feel that you were already getting there?
I developed, because I was going out to Lapa every night. I was in Lapa. What's that place called? The Outside Place. And they always have the live sound, pagode, and it's right in the center. They have salsa as well, but there's this club, I can't remember the name, in Lapa.
There's so many clubs in Lapa.
Yeah, it's this one particular one, and I forget the name. But I was out in Lapa all the time, and I was with a guy from Ecuador, and he could dance really well. So we both practiced samba all the time, because I was staying in an ongi. So, and they had a ballet school. And we were helping out, like, community volunteering, and it was fun.
You was all involved with the culture, and that's really make you understand more the moves and how it connects to the body.
Yeah.
Because when I see you on that competition, particularly, the moves, the attitude, the face, everything was genuine. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And that was connected. It was really wild. And after that period, you moved to London, and then you went straight to London School of Samba.
Yeah. And I had a couple of months traveling, so I was a little bit rusty, but I started there, and I really wanted to participate in the Notting Hill, but they had fully booked. I was too late. And so anyway, I joined them on Notting Hill the following year. But back then at London School, we had to audition to be in the performance group. But that was this is where it began, the nerves of believing in yourself.
Of being judged.
Oh my God. My heart was like outside of
It's so stressful, but it's exciting, isn't it?
It made me feel alive, and it really challenged me, and to believe in myself as well, because I knew I could dance. you know, confidently
Yeah.
in a club or with my friends. But when it becomes in front of people and crowds, and yeah, it was a lot to learn.
And also to perform something from other culture.
Mm,
No, it's amazing. When I came to London and I met all those cast, all this big cast of non-Brazilians, and in London the quality is amazing. From Paraíso, from London School, for the other ones, non-School of Sambas as well. And I couldn't imagine how all of you got that feeling, got that click, né? Because we don't teach. We samba teachers, we can teach moves, steps, but the click nobody teach. So it's really really interesting.
yeah, it really, you do have to, I feel like you can't dance something with passion if you don't know where it comes from. I feel like
True.
that's a little bit fake, in my opinion.
True.
You
Have
know?
you no?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's yeah, it's a little bit like, it's kind of insulting. I would want to honor Brazilians because I know where it comes from, and I know that it's, you know, it's such a deep thing, and it's a passion for Brazilians, especially from the favelas. And you know,
Yeah, very rooted, yeah.
yeah, to even dance samba in front of Brazilians, I get shy because I'm like, I don't know,
Yeah,
but you know, I think the more confident you are in front of Brazilians, the more they love you. They're like,
that's true.
oh, you know, she dances samba really good. You know, when you get those compliments, it's like, oh my gosh,
I passed.
thank you so much. Yeah, yeah.
And then when you came to London School of Samba and done this audition,
Mm.
how long it took to the crown?
Mm, I didn't want to do the Queen competition for a few years. No, 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 no. I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not ready. And it took a few people in the school to say, are you doing the Queen comp? Why? Why aren't you doing it? You should do it. You should do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I did it, and it was the most nerve-wracking thing again, like ever. Even more because it's in Floripa with everyone, Paraíso, you know, all the Paraíso girls up the front with the phones. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, again, it's funny to see the stages when I look back, and I was so nervous, like overthinking, and yeah, I wasn't myself. So I tried 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, so on the third time, yeah, was crowned. But the first two, oh my gosh, it was like, it was tough. It was really tough as well, because when you're with your friends, you're competing with your friends.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to turn it on. It was a whole new experience for me. I'd never experienced before. And the whole competition is, oh, it's amazing though. It is amazing.
And from lack of confidence to get into the competition to competing twice, what you want? Brought you? What did you see? What did you aim?
Because I knew I could be.
Mm.
I knew I could be Rainha. I was like, no, I know I can do this. I know, because in rehearsals, in class, I'm myself. I'm a very extrovert, confident, you know, I'm a loud person. But I had to break through, or like a
Yeah.
wall. There was a wall with this nerves or fear of being judged, or I don't know what it was. I think it was from a very long time ago. Maybe when I was a child, I thought, oh, I'm not good at performing. So it was kind of getting that wall down, and then I'm like, oh no, like, you know, but
I'm one of them. Yep.
it takes time. It takes time. And when you look at queens in Brazil, and they don't do much, but they look absolutely amazing. Just the way they're like move their arm, or they just bow down and they walk backwards and they do a little 1/8 of samba, and then
Yeah.
they just walk.
Yeah.
And you're like, how does she do that?
It's the detail, isn't it? It's just a little detail.
It's incredible.
And that's what the difference from the passista and the muses and the queens. Muses and queens, they don't break, as I say. They don't quebra tudo. They use the posture, they use the elegance, they use the skills in another level.
Yeah.
There's another level.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
wow.
Majority of them, because some of them we know they are not that good, but queens and muses, they pay for the space, isn't it? In Brazil.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a space that's really profitable, and then became a trade market to help, not just to advertise the School of Samba, but also to invest money. And nowadays is about 80,000, 100 to 100,000 reais. So if you say about 30,000 pounds just for 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh. And the costumes, like, it's hard work. Like, if
also all the costume, that's right, because the queen spends quite a lot because it needs to be spotless.
And you have to get there and get out with your costume. It's full on. Like, I remember getting on a motorbike out of Vidigal in the formula with my headdress on the back of a motorbike.
All right.
Like, vamos, let's go. Because I'm at the top, out of Vidigal. So I was like, vamos, I had to get a taxi. It's so fun.
It's so dangerous, actually. I was like frightening once in Vidigal with that motor taxis.
Yeah.
Let me just see what Fifi's saying here. They probably wonder how our hyenas can do Notting Hill. Yes, because they have no idea. In Notting Hill, we have 3, 4, 5 hours parade.
At least.
And good money advertising for the school. And also, even some highlights as well. There are some highlights. They really help the School of Samba with money and etc. 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 But babe, let's talk about the competition on the date of that competition.
Yeah.
Because I want you to tell me how a girl who were learning samba and then was practicing your samba, polishing your samba, working with gigs and performances. What moves you, and then suddenly the crown on it. What was the feeling?
Oh my gosh, I was speechless. I remember I didn't even know what to say because it was a lot of like, do I have this? Do I don't? Like, is this gonna happen this time? Or, you know, will one of some of the amazing girls win it? But, you know, in your mind, you have to say, like any athlete or any other competition, you're like, no, I am Rainha. I think it was a lot of I am affirmations. I was like,
you won an extra year.
I am. So that confidence, but the feeling was like, oh my gosh. Like, I couldn't even, I think Caprice said, anything you want to say, and I just was like, like I didn't even know. I was like, oh my god, no, the feeling is just indescribable. It's such an adrenaline, like so much adrenaline, so much hard work, and you know, you really want to be the best for your school and your friends, and it's like your peers, your family, your samba family. So you want to do a good job, and then it's like, okay, that's now the hard work to continue is here. So you got to keep it up. And even now, I've motivated myself just to do samba drills online. Like, I'm not an experienced teacher, but it's just to have a bit of baile funk, a bit of workout, samba stamina, and it's just to keep it going. Otherwise, it's it's sad, you know.
It brought the crown brought you any extra responsibility or change anything on you
Yes,
the way to speak
consistency.
Samba?
Yeah, to stay consistent and true to myself, because especially now in a time where everything is closed, there's no gigs, there's no shows, I could be really upset and negative and be like, oh, you know, the year
Let me
that
just
was.
give an interruption quick here, because I have the mother of Odila and my mother too. Olha, meus amores, Maria José e Márcia, minhas lindas mamães, hoje é inglês, tá? A gente explica para vocês depois a entrevista com a Rainha de Bateria aqui de Londres, Jordan. E obrigado para a galera que está chegando aí, que vai dando uma circulada. Uns ficam, outros saem, mas hoje a gente está em inglês aqui no Samba de Bamba. Sorry, baby. Sorry, baby.
Don't be
So carry
sorry.
on.
No, don't be sorry. No, it's yeah, it's just to not be. It's giving me a whole ownership of like, right, like I need to own this and be, you know, a good representation for the school and to keep the consistency going in a year of adversity. Like everything's changing. We don't have shows. We don't have, you know, our classes.
Yeah.
And trying to keep the Samba passion alive, like, because it's a feeling of joy. It's a liberating feeling.
Yeah.
That Samba gives us to the ones who are passionate. And yeah, so, but yes, to answer Fee's question, the Rain, I am extended one more year, but
that's
we hope.
Great.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
close down. Huh?
It's just keeping the responsibility of what I worked hard for. You know what I mean? Like, remind yourself, like, why did you work hard for this? Because you love Samba. You had a connection to Brazilian culture. You love your school, community, comunidade. So keep consistent.
Being a non-Brazilian who got there in the highest level of a sambista or passista journey that wins a competition for Queen of Bateria. Do you have any project, anything in samba that you would like to develop, or you're gonna keep as it is, no further signature?
Like future
steps? Teacher or projects or whatever.
I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to teach. I think doing these samba drills and getting positive feedback from, you know, my friends and girls, you know, at the school, I thought, oh my God, this is such a good feeling. And the type of person that I am an enthusiastic person.
Yeah.
And I know I do like to, you know, motivate people and whatnot. And that gives me good feelings, good vibes.
Yeah.
So, you know, sharing that people are getting something from my energy.
Inspiring as well, no? Inspiring the others who are just starting.
Yeah, it makes me feel like, oh, because that's all I want to do is I want to inspire others, because I'm like, no, you know, I'm always trying to look for not the future, but focus on the bright side. And when people don't believe in themselves, or maybe they, you know, they really love this and they feel like they're not that good, it's like, no, like Samba's not about that. Like, it's literally for everyone. It's not just for the skinny, you know, amazing bunda type of woman.
Yeah.
No, like, it's for any woman that's any size. And yeah,
that's a good topic. That's a good point. Yeah, because it's very democratic, isn't it?
Yeah, because that's where, you know, some companies can make you feel like you have to look like this or be a size 8, and that's not Samba, in my opinion, and what I've witnessed. So, you know, reminding all girls from all over the world, especially in London, you know, people from all over come to London School and they love it. It gives them great feeling. And, you know, that's what we're here for. And that's what Samba has done around the world. So then if now being queen and I can share this not teaching, I don't want to say that I'm teaching. I'm just guiding, like, hey, this is, you know, the steps. Let's do it. It's the movement, you know, from Samba.
Yeah, bring your experience of your journey. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and you know, this is, if you're having a great time and this is giving you the best feeling of endorphins, and that's what it's all about. So,
and that's what you said now. This is the spirit of Samba.
Yeah.
Samba is not technique. Samba is not counting. Samba is having fun. So many girls in Brazil, they do 2-3 steps. They do only drilling because they are playing around with the song, playing around with the battle, that gentle battle.
Yeah.
And they are playing. No, they are joking. They are just have a good time.
It's
that's
like
what Samba is.
As well, like, you know, and when you feel confident in yourself, then you can actually have that joy, because you get away from the superficial side that commercial world can make you feel about Samba, like, oh, be like this and shoulders back and smile all the time. And of course it's smiling all the time, but sometimes you can be a bit of a like, you know.
What the song says.
Yeah. But I think once you really get in to that vibe, then you actually feel like what Samba is.
And also incorporate that on your personality, because some people gonna do those sassy movements that doesn't gonna suit at all.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
And there's so many influence that you can do on the Samba that depends on your personality. And another thing, that when you went there and you was diving into the community and in the history, the Samba is all about happiness and confidence, as you said. If the slaves, the ancient black community in Brazil, they were suffering, and they used the Samba to release that and to refresh and to fake it and to embrace their community and their culture against everything. So it's all about confidence. If you're shy, if you're not sure, somebody's wrong. Somebody's wrong. And amazing what some of you girls from London School and from Paraíso, some of the girls, you guys have the time of your lives. Maybe some of the girls, they don't do that faces and the attitudes and that movements in other rhythms in real life, but when they're doing Samba, it's like a spirit take part of it.
Alter ego maybe. Yeah, it's like you become that person you always want to be, but I feel like you should just be that person all the time. And this is the battle in life with everyone, male and female. We struggle with the voice in our head that tells us we're not good enough, or, you know, then letting go of that ego, and you just let go of all the propaganda and everything else. And when you really strip away, like when I've seen people in carnival in Rio, and you see a little old man just like shuffling around, dancing next to the pagoji, and he's just like, you know, some people, you know, they're not
whatever
even
comes out.
Yeah, but they're so happy. And it's like, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Definitely. But
and that's amazing. That connects the whole world. When I was introduced to that community in London in 2002, and I realized that culture that move us there makes the same thing with people who don't even know the lyrics. It's amazing.
Right, exactly. That's me a little bit.
Do you study the songs, or did you pick the words, or?
I do a little bit, but then I feel like so when I was young, I played drums. That was my instrument. So I love, it's the bateria that just gives me the whole, but when you actually listen to the lyrics or you read them and you translate them, it's such beautiful, you know, it's so positive, and it's just like, it's so poetic and lovely. Like, honestly.
Empowerment. Some of the songs, they're really empowering.
Yeah. So, you know, I advise people who don't translate them.
Good.
To do that. Yeah, because then you understand the passion of it and the story. There's always a story, isn't there? There's always a story. But it is hard to memorize all the Portuguese.
And what was the most difficult part of the samba for you? What you felt that?
I think, you mean in performing?
Dancing, performing, yeah.
I think it's dealing with other people's egos.
I love it.
Yeah.
Was not certain steps, it was my partners.
Yeah, that's tough. That is the hardest thing. And not feeling, you know, inadequate or less of a performer because that person is yelling at you or telling you you just messed up the whole show because you just did too much samba, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, other people's egos. Once you just,
yeah,
that's the hardest thing. And once you like don't take it personal, that is the key. Not taking it personal. And
that's right.
I do that a lot. I'm like, oh, you know, I hope I didn't offend them, or, you know, and that's like, I think when you get older, you're like, fuck it. You know what I mean?
You know the funny thing about that dispute or that tricky things on stage, that the audience never notice. Doesn't matter what we do.
Exactly.
It's all right. But
when
yeah,
someone yells at you after, or like even in paid gigs, you know, and you get one person that's like, oh, well, you did this, or even other people saying, oh, like commenting on your body or your weight, or, you know, you really get a lot egos in samba, and that is the only challenge.
I see, but that's the school of samba thing. Is samba as a different roads. The samba of samba enredo in the school of samba road, it's the fire of the vanity. The other pagodes or samba canção or chorinho, any other rhythm or bossa nova, and those environments where people go for enjoying that music doesn't have that as the samba enredo on carnival, because everybody wants to the spotlight, you know.
It's so different when you go to
the costume has to be the bigger one.
Yeah.
Your step has to be the amazing one.
Yeah, it's very different. I remember Chris, you know, Chris
of course.
The amazing Chris.
The amazing Chris.
When he told me years ago in the beginning, you should really go to Pagode on a Monday in Barrio East.
I met you there.
And I was like, yeah, of course. And we used to always go, you know, when we had Paradiso and London School.
Yeah.
But he said, you will really improve your samba at Pagode because it's all about, you know, your freestyle.
The levels of the rhythms.
Yes. And it was such a good vibe. And I just fell in love with it, you know.
And Chris got a nice ear. He got a nice sense of those differences. Yeah,
he has so much knowledge. But it was a great vibe to see Pagode in London. And it felt like you were in Rio. It's such an authentic experience.
And it's very popular. And nobody cares about the other. It's about you enjoying. It's a different environment, yeah?
Yeah. no one's caring. They're looking at the music. They're there for the feeling. They're there for the vibes. And, you know, it's a great time. I look forward to that, actually, when we come back. I know, because Wellington, you know, from Quintal, the Samba, he's like, come to Bateria. But you can't dance, Wellington. Like, you have to.
I know.
So
For me, it was hard.
That drives me crazy. I would just be like, ah. But yeah, I can't wait for that.
I'm not good for that. I haven't been there. I actually, the first time, the first night, I went by the door just to be around. But for me, going to Samba and sit down, I can't. I can't.
It's not natural. That is torture. And also, as soon as the lockdown, if December is gonna be the date, Samba de Bamba is gonna do our lounge, our first hot samba in Maxilla, and let's see how it goes. Amazing.
It all depends on new government's guidance.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, amore. Tell me one thing. What's the strength of London? What's the difference? What's the strength of a London School of Samba for you?
The strength of London.
Yeah.
The strength would be our friendships, I think. We've got really genuine friendships in London School. Of course, there's, you know, you don't get along with everyone and everyone is so different from each other. But I have the most, I think, I'm so lucky. And actually, a week or two ago, I caught up with some friends and we all said we love each other so much and that London School brought us together. And we are so blessed and grateful that we have had something like that.
Yeah. That's the spirit of the community, no? Of the School of Samba in general.
No matter what, you know, if some people have babies and come back or, you know, they go through a tough time, like everyone comes in and out now and again, right?
Yeah.
We all volunteer, we all put in our time and our effort, our passion. And, you know, sometimes we need a break, sometimes we don't. But you've got these friends for life and that's our strength because I genuinely care about, like, you know, a lot.
And united with the same passion, and that's so good.
Yeah, like most of them. And they're people that maybe I would have never thought I would be a friend of, you know, and it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's such different characters.
That really shows on when I see the pictures of you guys performing or traveling, and when you guys pose for the picture, we can see that feeling through the picture.
Yeah. It's love. It's love.
And another thing that I noticed a few years ago in Cargo, when Paraíso School of Samba invited London to do a performance, and you girls, the passistas, the female passistas, done a performance there on the stage. It was on the floor.
On the floor, yeah.
Everything was step by step marked on time with the Bateria. I said, what? Because that shows the unification, the united members of the players and the dancers, and also you guys were spotless. That took time to do that.
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, we love our that's the thing, it's just so much fun when you get together and you do something that you love. And trust me, you know, we're quite, you know, straightforward with each other. Like, yeah, make sure you don't fuck that up. Like, you know, like, remember that bit, you don't do that, you do this or whatever. And yeah, we love it. And sometimes we don't rehearse that much with the Bateria, and when we get together, it's that energy, and it's just so much fun. I can't even describe. And sometimes I have to control myself, and I get in trouble a lot. I've always been like that. They're like, calm down and focus.
Control the explosion.
Like in carnival, I'll be like, ah! And then I'm like, oh, I should have saved my energy because it's now 5 more hours to go. But yeah.
And not just that, but now as a queen, it's so funny because there is kind of rules, internal
Ooh.
rules of samba or politics that the queen can do or cannot do. The queen do, the queen don't. And it's so funny because it doesn't work in other ways. It's just on carnival or just in the samba environment. Like, I gotta tell you something.
Yeah, tell me.
The queen never used trainings. Always high heels. Doesn't matter what. High heels. Always.
Always. Always.
Absolutely. And who tells that? Who gonna check that? But it's internal feeling that no, the queen cannot. It's not the normal sambista anymore. Until you bring the other one.
Exactly. I need high heels. I'm 5'2".
You are tiny giant.
I know, and the girls are so big, and they.
But you grow when you make that cis walk.
I don't know. Who was it? Someone said to me, "You need to Mariana. You know Mariana from LSM.
Yeah.
She said, you do have to work twice as hard than these girls on stage." And I'm like, I know, they're 6 foot tall plus heels and plus hair extensions.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Come next week and join the live with Maxine because we're gonna talk about that exactly the opposite. Right? Maxine was the tallest of Paraíso.
Oh my gosh.
And control that lean body and that height is so hard for samba. It's harder than the smallest one.
I know. I thought, imagine if we had an encontro. I was really hoping that we had an encontro because we haven't, been, in a while. And then I thought, oh my God, Maxine is so tall. And I'm so sure they'll be like, okay, Maxine and Jordan. Like,
and you girls, not just the tallest, but also the smallest one, the shortest one, can have different on the beat, on the step, on the drilling. If we're counting, can be different because of the length of the step.
Really?
You can be quicker or you can be slower.
Wow. Yeah. I heard that. Actually, my cousin, meu prima, she always watches the shows and comes to the shows. And she said, because your legs are little, you can hit the samba in a pace. Yeah. You're like, da-ga-da. Whereas she noticed when some girls are tall, it takes them a bit longer maybe to get that. Yeah, the
spins. Now, when you spin and feel things, the body, that's why you need to adjust. Now, some steps, some movements to your body, to your personality, like legs. Viviane Araújo, Graciane Barbosa, those huge trunk legs, they cannot cross properly.
No.
So you have to adjust with your body.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't think of that. That's true.
I can ask you another thing. What's your signature? If you say that I make a stamp mark on that ear?
Bate cabelo.
Bate cabelo. Right. True. That's true.
Yeah, but when I have my crown, it doesn't work.
I know. Yeah, we need to behave.
It's like a little, or if it's all the way that if you saw my my queen costume at Notting Hill, Eddie said you have to wear the cap, and I was like,
that posture.
Oh my God, it was incredible, right? He said you have to wear the cap, and I was like, it's gonna be 35 degrees.
I know.
So I had no hair And I was like this in a cap and a crown, and I was like, sweat was just...
Don't do much, don't do much.
Don't do much. It was just, yeah.
Just be gorgeous and go.
Yeah, it was, yeah, so you learn.
That costume is another chapter. I went to Eddie just after the parade, and I said to him, "Man, of course I know Eddie. Eddie is my godfather of the samba performers, and Rosa. I start with them, and I love the way he made costumes. But that costume was so intelligent. That costume was so beautiful." And brought peacock feathers that I love. I'm so old-fashioned. I'm so avant-garde.
They're so delicate.
Yes, yeah.
They're amazing. I felt very honored that he put in a lot of, because the theme, you know, the theme kind of went from, it changed a little bit, and it ended up being like Beyonce. So, I mean, like, you know, he was like, come on, if I'm gonna do Beyonce, I have to make it like extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. What was the best part of the parade for you as a queen?
The best?
The best part.
I think it was at the end, when we all, there was the circa, like the Caribbean music from our truck. And everyone was just like, we kind of relaxed, you know, it'd been about 6 hours.
Get into the carnival properly.
Yeah, and it was proper carnival. And I took off my backpack because it was so heavy.
That probably is the worst part of the carnival.
It was so hard. Like, honestly, to be walking in heels in that heat, and it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. There was a lot of rum involved as well to deal with the pain, because
thanks, Caribbean community.
Yeah, my feet were like, oh my God. But yeah, at the end when I took off my crown and like someone took my backpack and we all partied carnival style.
There is a carnavalesca in Rio called Rosa Magalhães. She normally say that every year, probably when someone go interview her, she's very big carnavalesca in Rio. She always say, I'm about 1 hour to finish the carnival. That's the best part. Because normally it's very stressful. Né? It's heavy, it's hard to, it's hot, and rehearsing, and waiting time. When we finish the carnival, it's a relief.
Exactly, exactamente. Literally, that is it. And yeah, when you've just taken off your shoes, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Because all morning your adrenaline and you want to eat, you can't eat. I didn't eat much because I wasn't hungry. Yeah, I was like, I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like photographers, you know, they said, he's a big photographer, newspapers.
Oh yeah,
and you're like,
I have a moment. For me, the worst part of this carnival, not the hill, is when you want to go to the toilet in the middle of the parade.
Oh.
5 hours. I always feel like, where's the next pub? And I always have big costume, so I don't fit in the pub entrance.
You're like, excuse me.
But in Rio, you just do it. No, in the concentration, or in the end, it's 25 minutes. But here, 5 hours. Wow.
Wow, at least 5 hours. Yeah, it's I don't even remember needing to go to the toilet as queen because I didn't have any. It was constant, you know, that whole time. But as a passista, I remember a few years thinking, oh my gosh, like I need to go, you know, and some girls have to leave leave the whole parade, find somewhere or pay, and then come back and try and like run and catch up with
but as a queen,
you have to.
It's another. It's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, go.
And what's next? So now you got queen.
Yeah.
What next? Because the new queen's coming.
Yes.
Soon.
Of course, next year. Well, I really hope that we get, you know, summer next year. I hope we get to go to Coburg. I think that was the most upsetting thing. I think after, obviously, the new queen, I just continue practicing, training, dancing samba, going to pagoji, the same as always. I would love to perform with more groups, you know, in London. Like there's groups like Oi Brazil and Tropicalia. So, you know, I'm hopeful that, you know, there will be shows in the future. But actually, a dream of mine would be to parade as persista, but like earn it in Rio. With, you know, maybe Tuichi or you know, maybe
that's a good thing on the School of Samba in London. If the queens come from the persistent island, most of them they come back to the persistent island because it's not downgrade, isn't it? It's where you belong to. And once persista, always ever persista. I know some of the girls go to Musa, this and that, but confirming your persista place and soul is the best thing for a sambista.
Absolutely. I think if you dance persista in Rio, you are like, you know, hat off to you, and you know that's something I would love to do and experience, because when I started, it was my introduction to samba. I was so new, and I was looking at all the queens going, oh my gosh, looking at the persistas, and now I know so much more.
But baby, go until you were young, because I did that on my age, and in the middle of Sapucaí, I was dead. Because persista has to show off. I was with guys with 20 years younger than me, and I was like, no, can I have a pizza? Can I have a taxi?
You're like, give me a
show.
Literally.
Georgia, my dear, we are 3 minutes to the end. I told you that's quick.
Yes, so nice to talk.
I would like to say to the people who are here with us, if they have any question, if you have any curiosity, please do so. And meanwhile, I want to thank you for having time with us.
Of course.
Thank you for sharing your summer journey. And confirm that we always can, whatever we want.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And being part of this group, as soon as this lockdown finish, we're gonna do Samba no Pé, and you are welcome to be in the middle of that with me.
Oh, I would love. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm very looking forward to it. Yes.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much. And next week we have another queen.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, guys. Thank you, London School of Samba, who are here. Our little sambistas are here.
I know. I miss everyone. We have to be optimistic that next year will be
more and more and more.
Yes.
Obrigado, meus amores. Obrigado para todo mundo que esteve aqui. Passou, para quem vai ver quando tiver gravado no IGTV. Semana que vem a gente volta com mais uma rainha aqui de Londres, da Paraíso School of Samba. Thank you, Jordan.
Muito obrigada.
Beijo.
Um beijo.
Obrigado.
Tchau.
Tchau.
Boa noite. Tchau.